Hey, welcome back guys. Today we're answering some questions. I get a lot of questions in regards to hair care, and so I want to share with you the 5 most common questions that I get from clients, friends, family, and let's debunk some myths. You know, there's a lot of myths out there. People send me a lot of TikTok videos, a lot of like, hey, is this true? So today we're gonna get into the top 5 and let's debunk some myths. Let's get it. So one of these myths that I've heard since I was little is that cutting your hair makes it grow faster. This is a myth. Cutting your hair does not make your hair grow faster. If you have medium to long length hair and you're at risk of split ends, then cutting the split ends will help your hair, grow faster. Split ends means dead hair, which means that your hair is not gonna grow longer. So if you cut the split ends, your hair will grow fuller and it'll grow evenly. So I'm not quite sure where this myth came from, but it is totally false. Your hair grows from the inside. So nothing that you do from the outside with cutting wise is going to help it grow faster. So do not believe that. If you do want to grow your hair faster, I suggest you make sure that you're getting the proper nutrition for your diet. Because your hair grows from the inside, if you lack any vitamins, minerals, then I'm not a doctor, but it could potentially slow your hair growth. So make sure that you have a well-balanced diet full of nutritious vitamins and minerals. I would talk to a nutritionist or a doctor and get your blood tests and see if there's anything that you can do to make sure that all of your levels are where they need to be so that you're not lacking any vital nutrients for your hair growth. So yeah, make sure you're eating a well-balanced diet, but as of right now, cutting your hair to make it grow faster is a myth. All right, our next question. Does hair loss come from our mother's side? Now, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but from what I've read, the balding trait does come from your mother's side, but it can come from both sides, not just your mother's side. There's a lot of factors when it comes to hair loss, and one being genetics. Yes, it does come from your mother's side, but you also get traits from your father's side. There's multiple types of balding, different types of alopecia, which we can break down in another video, but for this one, just know that there's multiple types of alopecia and they come from both sides of your family. Now, I don't mean to brag, but my hair is pretty full. I've had it for a while, and both of the men in my mom's family are bald. So my grandfather is bald. Yes, he did have long hair, but he is bald, and my great-grandfather was also bald. And so, or he had a cul-de-sac. Does hair loss come from your mother's side? We're gonna say this is a myth, only because it's not always true. If it was a definitive answer, then this would be accurate. There's more than one factor when it comes to male pattern baldness. So this is a myth. Yeah, so I see this one all the time on TikTok. I see this one on Instagram. People saying, do not shampoo every day. So the question is shampooing every day bad for your hair, or can it make you go bald? Now it's tough to say. There's more than one factor that goes into shampoo. This depends on your scalp type, your hair type, and if you're using the correct shampoos and conditioners for your hair type. If you are using the wrong shampoo for your hair type, yes, this is possible that you could cause some irritation to your scalp. Your hair would become dry and brittle, which would make it very thin, make it very light, which it could break off and make it seem like you are balding. But if you're using the correct shampoo and conditioner for your hair type, shampooing every day, I still wouldn't recommend it, but I don't think that it would make you go bald, especially if you are shampooing and then conditioning. Guys that have more straight hair, their hair tends to become a lot more oily. So yes, you might need to shampoo a little more often than a person that, for instance, my shampoo routine, I shampoo about maybe once per week. And sometimes I feel like that's too much, but because I'm active and I sweat and I move around, I'm rolling around with jiu-jitsu, I'm on the mats, so I gotta clean my hair. But for someone that's not as active, I would recommend for curly or coily hair, I would recommend even going once every 2 weeks because you need the moisture in your hair. So shampooing and conditioning strips your hair, well, shampooing strips your hair. And so to lock in the oil and lock in the moisture, I would shampoo less. but will it make you go bald? Like I said, if you're using shampoo and conditioner, that's for you. So if you have curly hair, using a curly hair moisturizing shampoo and conditioner, you will not go bald. Now, if you're using shampoos and conditioners with multiple chemicals or cheap ingredients, it's possible that you could cause some irritation. Maybe if you have sensitive skin, it could make your skin inflamed. However, it still won't make you go bald. You will find yourself in some, maybe some trouble and maybe some thin hair. But going bald, that's a stretch. So I would say that this is a myth because it will not make you go bald. Yes, it'll give you some irritation. Yes, it will probably suck, but it will not make you go bald. So this is a myth. If you need any help with shampoos and conditioners, check out this video right here. We dive into shampooing and conditioning, trying to find the best shampoo and conditioner routine for you. So if that's what you want to see, check this out. And now we're moving on. Can certain products make your hair go bald? That's a tough one. But the short answer, I'm gonna say no. But I will say that excessive use of certain products, yes. I think that it will clog your pores. I think if you're using heavy products or products with like cheap ingredients, I do think that it'll cause some discomfort to you and to your scalp. I think loading on a bunch of stuff and then leaving it on and not properly rinsing it out, yes, will cause some skin irritation, some skin inflammation, which that affects your hair because your hair grows from your scalp. So if you're constantly loading it with something and putting stuff on top of it and not properly cleansing it, yes, you could clog your pores and cause some problems. Now, will this make you go bald? I think it depends. I think it depends on you as a person. I think it depends on if you're already going bald. I think a lot of these myths are, you know, it's almost like a roll of a dice, you know, because you never really know, like, is the person already going bald and, you know, they just happen to do something and then like this like sped it up, or, you know, like there's so many factors that go into these myths that it's hard to say yes or no. But once again, like I said, if you're using great quality products for your hair type, I don't see using products making your hair go bald. So I think the key thing here is education and knowing the products that you should be using for your hair type. If you take anything away from this video, I want you to know that you need to be using the correct products for you, not anyone else, not from a video that you saw, not from an Instagram ad. What works best for you? And so if you need help finding that, please let me know. I'm here to help. And I feel like a lot of these myths, like, yes, they'll cause some issues, but I don't see it affecting it and going bald. But now don't quote me on that. This is just what I think as someone that has seen hair for the last 15 years. So never say never, but if you're using the right products for your hair type, skin type, I don't see that happening. So this one is TBD. This is one of my favorite ones, and it's also one that is interesting as well to try to figure out. Does wearing hats make you go bald? That's a tough one also, but I'm gonna say myth. The argument is hats can pull out hair and cut off circulation to your scalp. I don't know anybody personally that's wearing their hat that tight, but yes, I do think that if you wear your hat too tight, you could get what's called traction alopecia. And that's basically where your hair is just like pulled back, just super tight, especially around the hairline when you wear a hat. So it's just pulled back and just constant pulling. So a lot of people that have braids or a lot of people that have braids, they can end up with traction alopecia because the hair is already pulled, and then you do something like wearing a hat. Yes, you're adding stress to the scalp. This one's a tough one. You know, I'm catching myself go back and forth on this as I'm recording this, because you technically can pull out your hair from excessive hat wearing. So this one is TBD as well. So we got two TBDs. Anyway, enough of me yapping as I debate on camera. Anyway, if you got any value from this content, please like, subscribe, share. Do not wear your hat too tight. And yeah, if you guys got any questions, drop them down below. I will also leave some links down below with some studies that I found online in regards to genetics, hair care, all the science behind all the long, boring stuff. But if you're into that, I will drop them down below. Yeah, so I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.